So Spencer did a game based on a cartoon. Teddy just watched some cartoons, and I am going to do a game based on a card game that also is based on a cartoon. Um, I played for the Game Boy Color the Pokemon Trading Card Game, which is
Ooh.
the Game Boy Color game based on the trading card game that exists. Now I've been into Pokemon cards. Sadly, I got back into them right before the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened, and Logan Paul ruined everything. That's his name, right? Asshole. Ruined everything by streaming him opening Pokemon cards, and it shot up the popularity, and scalpers
Very.
started buying them, and now I can't buy Pokemon cards. So fuck you, Logan Paul, you bitch. Um,
Whoa.
uh, anyway, so I haven't been able to really enjoy Pokemon cards, and I've played the game on the computer and on my phone. That's like the online game, but it's kind of butt, to be honest. The way you have to input everything is terrible. I don't like the motion controls for the phone. I said no motion, but touch controls for the phone. We have to touch everything. So I've never played this version on the Game Boy Color. I decided to download it on my 2DS and give it a try, because the 2DS is basically just a Game Boy, right? Just fat Game Boy with two screens. So I gave it a try, and this game's pretty fucking cool. It's basically like playing a traditional Pokemon RPG, but it's based around the card game. All the battles are the card game, and you worry about building your deck instead of collecting Pokemon. Very interesting. Same kind of premise. You don't really have as big as a world to explore. It's kind of like a map, and you just kind of select which gym you want to go to, and each gym is an element, and then you battle trainers in that area. But with that said, the card game is 1-to-1 with the actual card game, which is interesting to be playing it as it was represented back then during Gen 1. And even though I'm playing on the Game Boy, after I got down like which menus lead to where, I was able to play it very well. I mean, I was able to play it like I would the traditional card game, which was very interesting, because I do really like playing the card game. And I sort of wish they would revisit this idea of doing an RPG based around the card game, because it is fun. I hear people tell me all the time that it's like Magic, but a little different. I don't play Magic, so I can't speak on that. But those of you who haven't played the Pokemon card game, you have a deck of 60 cards. You either build it yourself or you can acquire pre-made decks. I would advise just building it yourself. And you and your opponent have prize cards, 6 prize cards usually, and a bench of Pokemon, and you battle each other using the rules that the Pokemon, whatever attacks and stuff. You can attach energy, attack. You have different cards, trainer cards, and different things, and you're basically wanting to knock out their Pokemon and collect each one of their prize cards to win a battle. Pretty simple. I will say that playing this on the Game Boy Color, I had some issues with the AI. Sometimes it did seem a little unfair, especially when it came to the coin tosses. Because certain times you'd have to use coin toss to either inflict damage or keep yourself from getting damage from certain attacks. And it seemed like whenever I was trying to do a coin toss to inflict damage, I would always lose it. But when the enemy was trying to do a coin toss to inflict damage upon me on certain attacks, or stun me or whatever it is, they would always get heads. So it seemed very very unfair. I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe I just got unlucky. But that was one thing that really irked me at times, was that I felt like I never got heads, but the opponent would always get heads, and I was like, God damn it. I didn't play too far. I played about 3 hours. I beat 2 of the gyms. But to be honest, I had a good time, and this is probably a game that I will continue playing on my 2DS when I just feel like playing a random Pokemon game.
How many?
Do you collect cards?
Me? Yeah.
Like in the game, though.
Oh yeah. So they give you a starter deck. I think they let you pick between 3 starter decks, like you would a starter Pokemon. Of course, I picked Bulbasaur. And then whenever you beat somebody in a match, you get like 2 or 3 booster packs, depending on what who the match was against. And then you take those booster packs and you can build your own deck based upon those. So like right now, my deck that I built is mainly psychic and electric, and my ace in the hole is I got a fucking Zapdos. So I while I'm playing, I had that Zapdos on my bench. I attach a few electric energies and one normal energy, and I can wipe the fucking floor with the opponent. So, but yeah, there is like a card collecting element to the game.
I never learned how to play the card game as a kid. I just like collecting the cards. Did you always play, or did you go through that as well?
I always tried to play. I did collect the cards when I was younger for sure. I never had anybody to play with. That was my issue when I was young. But I did have like through Gen 1 and 2, I collected a shit ton of cards as a kid. Sadly, it's stupidly, I gave them away to when I got too old for Pokemon. I gave them away to a kid who probably like picked his nose and wiped them on us. I don't know, but they're gone. I should have just kept them. I kind of regret not keeping them, but I did have like I was super into it, and I had like the Pokemon League like trainers big binder and book and everything else for Gen 2 and everything. It like teaches you how to play and it was super cool. But again, I had nobody to play against, so I guess like I understood the game, but nobody would play it with me. So it was just mainly collecting the cards back then. And then as I've gotten older now, I've played with some people. I do collect the cards now, and again, I play the updated online card game. Which again has terrible controls, so they need to fix that. But other than that, like I like the idea of playing the online card game.
What you want from a future Pokemon Trading Card Game video game?
I would basically want an RPG, like an original RPG, just based around the card game. I don't really understand, mainly because like it's Game Boy graphics. I don't understand if we're in the Pokemon universe, because it looks like the same graphics as like Gen 1, or if we're like normal people that love Pokemon. I can't tell. But I would like it to be it would be kind of meta because you're already playing the card game, but I would like it to be set in the Pokemon universe, but just instead of Pokemon collecting, it's just all about the cards in that sense. So I could see them doing it as like a lower budget release on the Switch or something, kind of just a fun side game, but I would get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I think it's great to have a way to play the card game, even though right now, especially through the pandemic, even if you are in the card game, it's not particularly easy to play it in person.
You said you want it to be like an RPG. Is the trading card game on Game Boy like that? Like as far as going through the story?
Mm-hmm. It basically uses assets from Gen 1.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. The only thing is you don't explore an open world. You have a map, but once you go into the gyms and the different areas on the map, you can walk around those areas as a little sprite character and talk to the NPCs and battle them and stuff. Oh. Yeah. So it's close. It's close.
You said you didn't play Magic, but did you play any other card games?
No. I've been contemplating getting into Yu-Gi-Oh, but I haven't played. And like I said, I haven't played. I've seen Magic played, but I never got into Magic either. Pokemon was the only card game I really cared about.
Yeah, I played Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day for sure, and there are a couple of Game Boy Advance and maybe DS ones that have an element like an RPG style to them, and then others that are just straight up like card ones. But they were always yeah. But they were always fun. Like it was fun to walk around and then like engage in a card duel. For some reason, it just seems like so many of those don't want to do that. They just want to give you like the card experience.
We've seen like an upswing in card based like games on consoles and stuff. Like I play Slay the Spire. I like that game a lot. Ring of Pain is one that I need to get into that came out recently. The one Yoko Taro just did that's like all about cards. Mm-hmm. Whether it's called the Isle of Dragons or something like that. that game, I played the demo. That means, like the game's cool. So I think there's like an upswing of games based on card games. Um,
Games
and
within the game, like Gwent in The Witcher or the
oh
Final
yeah,
Fantasy.
yeah, or like yeah. Final Fantasy has what the hell's an 8?
Triple Triad.
Stupid game. Yeah, Triple Triad.
People love that.
That game.
People really like that.
I know people do. I'm aware. I'm not one of those people. Anyway, so yeah, I think the idea of virtual card games are neat. And honestly, when I downloaded this, it was like $6 on the virtual console. I wasn't expecting a lot, and I got more than I was expecting, honestly. So I think it's good.
$7.
$7. That's close enough.
Okay, what was it, like $6.50?
$6.99 or something. But it's $7.
Worth
it?
$7 worth.
Um,
More than $6 worth. You got $7 worth. That's what I was trying to go for, but maybe I'm just tired.
Yeah, you got more than your money's worth.
There we go. More than my $7 worth. I could have spent that $7 on a fancy coffee, or I could have just bought the Pokemon Trading Card Game on Game Boy Color.
8.
Because more. It's more than,
right.
than what you spent.
What?
Dollars worth.
Like if you spent $7, the game's worth $8 because it's more than.
I mean, you're not wrong. That is more. 8 is more than 7.
Yeah.
Good job.
You
good at numbers, buddy.
getting a game that it's more worth it. It's impressive.
Is it more worth it? That's the new thumbnail. Is it more worth it?
We're taking the "is it worth it" concept and really just is it more worth it?
Pushing the boundary.
Yeah.
Of worth.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them button mappers.